You could be wrapped in the finest silk and still look unfinished, not because of the fabric, but because of the fit. That blouse, once crisp, now clings in the wrong places. The slacks sag where they once sculpted. And that blazer you loved, it droops at the shoulders, tugs at the hips, as if it too is trying to hold on to a version of you that no longer exists. It's not your fault. Our bodies change, our rhythms shift. Gravity speaks and softness arrives. But here's the quiet truth. Ill-fitting clothes can make even the most elegant woman look unsure of herself. Not because of age, but because of neglect. Not the world's neglect, but your own. When you wear something that doesn't follow your shape, that doesn't flow with your walk or hold your posture with grace, you begin to shrink in ways the world notices before you do. You start adjusting your sleeves, tugging at your waistband, avoiding the mirror, and saying, "It's fine, but darling, it's not fine." Because deep down you feel it, the misalignment between who you are and what you wear. And that dissonance cheapens you, even if your outfit cost a fortune. Elegance isn't about price, it's about presence. And presence begins with proper fit. You don't need more clothes, you need clothes that know your shape, that respect it, that celebrate it. Tailoring isn't vanity, it's intimacy. It says, I'm dressing the woman I am today, not the one I used to be, not the one I wish I were, but the one I've become. Here's a gentle suggestion. Pick 3 outfits you wear often. Photograph yourself in them, from the front, from the side. Look without judgment and ask, do these garments support me, or do they resist me? Do they float with my frame, or do they hang like unfinished thoughts? If they don't speak with the same dignity you carry, it's time to thank them and let them go. You don't have to squeeze into old shapes. You get to expand into new elegance. Because the right fit doesn't just flatter, it affirms. And when your clothes fit like a quiet yes, you no longer wonder if you look the part, you simply become it. And that is where true refinement begins. There's a difference between staying current and chasing youth, and too often, we blur the line. A new trend pops up. Chunky sneakers, cut-out dresses, neon joggers, ripped denim. That's more whole than fabric, and we think, maybe this will make me look modern. But what it often does is mask your elegance beneath the noise of someone else's style. The truth is, fashion isn't evil, it's just fast, and it moves without mercy. But style is slower. It listens. It lingers. It knows who you are and what belongs to you. When you reach for trends that don't suit your energy, that don't speak your language, you begin to feel out of place in your own skin, like wearing a costume to a life you've already outgrown. This doesn't mean you have to dress old, quite the opposite. It means choosing with care. It means asking, does this serve me or just distract from me? Do I wear this because I love it or because I fear becoming invisible? The most magnetic women aren't wearing what's in. They're wearing what's right for their body, their rhythm, their spirit. A soft linen shirt that floats as you move, tailored pants that whisper grace, a silk scarf tied just so. These will outlast 1,000 trends. Elegance doesn't scream, it hums. It doesn't beg for attention, it earns it with ease. And when you choose timelessness over trendiness, you're not rejecting change, you're refining it. You're saying, I don't need to prove anything, I've already arrived. Here's a little practice. Next time you shop, pause before the purchase. Ask yourself, will I love this 5 years from now? Will it still feel like me, or just a moment I was trying to catch? You deserve more than fashion's applause. You deserve the quiet power of dressing like a woman who knows herself, and that will never go out of style. You could be wearing the perfect blouse, the most flattering pants, jewelry that glows. Just enough. But if your grooming is off, it tells a different story. Hair that's brittle or clings to old dye, nails chipped at the edges, dry skin whispering neglect, or makeup that clings to the wrong lines. These things don't make you less beautiful, but they send a quiet message. I've stopped seeing myself. And it's not about judgment, it's about awareness. Because grooming is not vanity, it's ritual. It's a language of care. For you, not them. We age. Our routines must age with us. What once worked, that powder compact, that foundation from your 40s, that shampoo with too much sulfate, might now betray your softness instead of supporting it. The world might not notice the small shifts, a dry cuticle, a fading lip line, a harsh black liner, but you do, you see it. When you pass the mirror, when you catch your reflection in a cafe window and something feels a little tired. Here's the good news. Grooming doesn't need to be expensive or elaborate. It just needs to be thoughtful. Hydrate your skin with products that nourish. Choose creams instead of powders. Use a gentle gloss instead of bold, drying lipstick. Get a trim, not because of gray, but because of shape. And if your nails are bare, let them be clean, let them be loved. A clear gloss is more powerful than chipped red. This is about polish, not perfection. You're not covering flaws, you're reflecting care. You're showing up for the woman who wakes up in your skin every morning, and she deserves to feel tended to. Not in a loud way, but in a way that says, I'm still here, I still matter. Because when grooming is done with love, it becomes a mirror of your self-worth. It tells the world that elegance still lives in the softest of places. A moisturized hand, a smooth hairline, a gentle scent that lingers but never overwhelms. And those little choices, they build a presence that speaks without needing to say a word. Makeup was never meant to be war paint. It was meant to be poetry. Soft punctuation on the beauty that already exists. But somewhere along the way, many women begin to layer and cover and press and contour, until what remains is a mask, not a mirror. Thick foundation, trying to erase time, heavy eyeliner, trying to widen tired eyes, harsh contour, carving out cheekbones that no longer need to be sharp, to be stunning. But here's the quiet truth. The more you try to fight age, the louder it becomes. Makeup should whisper, not shout. It should enhance, not hide. It should frame the face, not rewrite it. And after 60, your face is not fading. It's softening. It's revealing the woman you've grown into, the one who no longer needs approval to feel radiant. So let your makeup evolve. Swap that heavy foundation for a hydrating tint. Trade black liner for warm browns or deep plums that don't scream but still define. Let go of glitter. It clings to texture and adds harshness where you need light. Choose a cream blush that mimics a gentle flush instead of a sculpted cheek. Opt for tinted balms over drying lipsticks. Let your skin glow with care, not cover. Because your beauty is not in the illusion of youth, it's in the presence of grace. And when your makeup honors your features, instead of competing with them, you no longer look painted, you look present. This is not about giving up color. It's about choosing what speaks softly, truly, timelessly. Elegant women don't try to hide. They enhance with intention. They use makeup as a gentle tool, not a desperate mask. Remember, you're not auditioning for a younger version of yourself. You're arriving as the most authentic one yet. So let your beauty be felt in the subtleties. A clean brow, a warm glow, a gaze that needs nothing but honesty. Because in a world obsessed with looking young, there is something revolutionary about looking exactly like you. Accessories are not meant to perform. They are meant to complete, like a soft exhale at the end of a sentence. But too often, we treat them like the whole story. Big belts. From another decade, chunky necklaces that feel more costume than character. Overstuffed bags that drag your posture and your presence down. Sometimes we hold on to accessories out of nostalgia. This bracelet was a gift. This scarf reminds me of when I felt bold. But here's the question. Is it adding to your elegance or distracting from it? Because when everything is shouting, the earrings, the brooch, the handbag, the sunglasses, there's no space left for you. Elegance needs breathing room. It lives in restraint, in choosing one statement and letting it sing. A simple strand of pearls, a clean leather bag, a pair of sculptural earrings that echo your jawline instead of competing with your smile. Here's a rule that rarely fails. Before leaving the house, remove one accessory and maybe another. Coco Chanel said it best, but your reflection says it louder. Too much adornment can feel like armor, like you're hiding behind decoration instead of standing in your power. And age only magnifies that, because now, more than ever, you carry stories, not trends. You wear time like a jewel. So let your accessories reflect that, not clutter it. Check the details. Tarnished metal, frayed scarf edges, handles worn down by years of weight. These whisper what you might not say. I haven't been paying attention. But when your accessories are well chosen, well kept, well loved, they say something else. I know who I am. I know what belongs. And that is the essence of elegance. Not in the sparkle, but in the selection. Not in the volume, but in the voice. So next time you reach for one more thing, pause. Ask yourself, does this support my story or drown it out? Because, darling, you are the centerpiece. Let everything else simply echo your grace. You step out in a stunning outfit, hair brushed, skin glowing, dress smooth as satin, and then the shoes, scuffed at the toes, worn at the heels, the bag, frayed at the handles, zippers tired, edges curling. It's a small thing, but it speaks volumes, because no matter how elegant the clothes, worn out accessories whisper something else entirely. I gave up. I stopped noticing. I stopped caring. And that's not true, is it? You care. You've lived too much life to walk through the world without intention. But life gets busy. We forget to look down. We forget to inspect what we carry, what carries us. Shoes and handbags are not just extras. They are extensions of your energy. They touch the ground. They hold your essentials. They frame your walk, your day, your presence. So treat them as such, not with extravagance, but with honor. A polished shoe says, I'm here fully. A clean, structured bag says, I pay attention to the details. It's not about designer labels. It's not about expense. It's about condition, care, character. Here's a gentle audit. Pick your most used bag. Look closely. Are the straps intact? Is the lining stained? Do the corners look tired? If yes, can it be repaired, reconditioned, or is it time to thank it and let it go? Now the shoes. Check for wear. Look at the soles, the stitching, the polish. Sometimes all it takes is a visit to the cobbler, a new insole, a deep clean. Sometimes you need to start fresh, with one beautiful pair of flats that feel like you, with one classic bag that holds your presence as well as it holds your phone. Elegance is built in the overlooked places, so don't let your outfit be betrayed by the things that were supposed to support it. Let your shoes carry grace. Let your bag carry quiet power. You open the closet and reach for that favorite blouse. It's familiar, soft, trusted, but something feels off. The color's not as rich, the fabric is thinning, the hemline is curling. You look closer. Tiny pills along the sleeves, a faint stain at the neckline, a loose thread hanging unnoticed. And suddenly, what once felt like confidence now looks like neglect, not because you are careless, but because you've been busy being everything to everyone. You forgot that elegance lives in the details, not just in designer tags, but in the condition of what you choose to wear. Even the most expensive garment loses its magic. When it's faded, frayed, or forgotten, faded black turns gray. White becomes dull. Colors lose their vibrancy, like voices that have been quiet for too long. Here's the truth. Your clothes don't have to be new. They just need to feel alive. Because when you wear something that's worn out, you absorb it. You feel a little less polished, a little less seen, and that feeling leaks into your posture, your presence, your day. But it doesn't take much to reclaim the spark. A fabric shaver can rescue your knits. A gentle soak can revive your whites. A bit of steam, a needle and thread, a touch of lavender spray. They all whisper, "I still care." And if a piece is beyond saving, let it go, not out of guilt, but out of gratitude. It served you well, but your reflection deserves more than faded glory. So here's a practice. Once a season, go through your wardrobe, not with criticism, but with clarity. Hold each item. Ask, does this still honor me? Does it reflect the energy I bring to the world? If the answer is no, release it. You're not just making space in your closet, you're making space for presence. Because a well cared for garment carries intention, and intention is elegance in motion. You step into the room, confident, collected, wearing your favorite blouse, but across your chest, a logo shouts, a bold brand name in oversized print, a designer monogram sprawled across your handbag, and suddenly the room doesn't see you. They see the brand, they don't see the softness in your eyes, the wisdom in your walk. They see a label, a price tag, an attempt. Because here's the quiet truth. Loud logos can cheapen your elegance. Not because they're fake, not because they aren't expensive, but because they pull focus away from you. And the moment your outfit speaks louder than your presence, you disappear behind it. Elegance whispers. It doesn't need to scream. When you wear something so obviously branded, it often says, see me, validate me, rather than know me, trust me. And at this stage of life, 60, 70, or wiser still, you've earned the right to wear subtlety like a crown. You don't need to prove worth with a logo. You've already lived it. Instead of the blaring badge, choose quality that speaks in texture, craftsmanship, color, fit, a supple leather bag with no name, a silk scarf in a soft, mysterious print, a well-cut coat that fits you like a memory. These say far more than any monogram ever could, because true elegance isn't about brand recognition, it's about soul recognition. Let the focus be your smile, your presence, the way your eyes light up when you speak. And yes, you can still love designer pieces, but choose the ones that integrate, not dominate. If the label distracts, it's not elevating you, it's overshadowing you. Before you walk out the door, ask yourself, is this outfit showing who I am, or just who made it? You are not a billboard. You are a masterpiece. Let your style reflect that. You could be dressed in the most elegant outfit, hair styled, makeup just right. But if your shoulders slump, your back curves inward, and your gaze avoids the world, it doesn't matter. Because posture speaks louder than fabric ever will. Slouched shoulders whisper insecurity. A drooping chin suggests resignation. And crossed arms, held tight across your body, signal a quiet retreat. But here's the deeper truth. Poor posture doesn't just change how others see you. It changes how you feel about yourself. When you stand tall, you reclaim space. You say, I'm here, I matter, I'm not done yet. And after 60, that message is revolutionary. Because for years, we're taught to shrink, to be small, to take up less room, to age quietly. But you weren't meant to fade. You were meant to rise. Posture is presence. It's the body's way of expressing dignity, and no matter what you wear, If you carry yourself with collapsed energy, your outfit loses its power. Here's a gentle practice. Each morning before you get dressed, stand in front of the mirror, roll your shoulders back, lift your chin slightly, plant your feet firmly, evenly. Now breathe and say, "This body has carried me through decades. It deserves to stand with grace." You don't need a ballet stance. You need alignment. Comfortable, natural, but awake. Think of a string pulling you upward from the crown of your head. Let your spine stretch, not strain. And when you sit, avoid curling inward. Rest your hands gently. Open your chest. Make space for your heart to speak. Even on hard days, posture is a decision. And elegant women make that decision every time they enter a room. Because poise isn't born of youth, it's born of self-respect. And when your body says, "I am still strong," the world listens. Your presence can command a room without a word, so stand tall, not to prove anything, but to honor everything you've already walked through. Elegance doesn't begin in the wardrobe, it begins in the spine. You could be perfectly styled, tailored dress, polished shoes, a graceful necklace, catching the morning light, but one glance, one word, one energy can undo it all. Because the final thing that cheapens your presence is not what you wear, but how you carry your spirit. A dismissive tone, a sharp tongue, a constant complaint. These are not signs of strength, they're signals of unrest. And nothing ages a woman faster than bitterness. It dulls your sparkle, flattens your voice, and casts a shadow. Even the best lipstick can't brighten. Here's what elegance truly is. It's not silence, it's softness. It's not perfection, it's presence. It's the ability to speak truth without tearing, to correct without condescension, to walk away without drama. And after 60, this becomes your superpower. You've seen things, you've survived them. You've cried behind doors no one ever knocked on. You've laughed when it wasn't funny, held others up when you felt like falling. You don't need to prove a single thing, but you do need to protect your energy, because attitude is the perfume that lingers long after you leave the room. A warm smile, a kind word, an open heart. These are not signs of weakness, they are strength refined. If your voice carries hope, people listen. If your eyes carry light, people remember. And if your presence carries peace, you are magnetic in ways youth can't mimic. So here's your final mirror check, not for lipstick or shoes or hair, but for spirit. Ask yourself, does my attitude invite connection or repel it? Does my energy feel open or guarded? And most of all, am I adding warmth to the room I enter or taking it away? Because when your clothes say elegance, but your attitude says, "I've given up," people believe the latter. But when both work in harmony, when your outfit supports you and your heart aligns with grace, you become the woman they remember, not for what she wore, but for. Now that we've reached the quiet end of this journey through elegance, let's pause and take a breath. Because what you've just uncovered isn't about clothes or makeup or fashion rules, it's about coming home to yourself. You see, elegance has never been about the price tag or the brand name. It's never been about looking younger or hiding lines or impressing strangers. True elegance is how you show up when no one's watching. It's in the way you smooth your blouse before you speak, the way you hold eye contact, just a moment longer, the way you walk into a room, not to be seen, but to see. It's the soft power of knowing who you are, not trying to be who you were. After 60, after 70, you don't owe the world youth. You owe it presence, because you are not here to fade into the background. You are here to take up space with grace. So if a blouse no longer fits, let it go. If an attitude no longer serves you, release it. If a color makes you feel small, choose another. You have that right. You've earned that freedom. The woman you are now deserves beauty that feels like truth, not performance. Every small choice you make, to moisturize your skin, to hem your pants, to stand tall even when you're tired, it adds up. It creates an impression more powerful than youth, more lasting than trends. It creates legacy, because when younger women see you walk with dignity, speak with clarity, and wear your age like a crown, they learn, they watch, they soften, they rise. So never say, it's too late to change. Say instead, it's time to refine. Elegance isn't lost. It was never gone. It's just waiting to be claimed again, not by fixing, not by hiding, but by choosing. And the woman who chooses to rise with softness, to speak with wisdom, to shine with restraint, she never looks cheap. She looks timeless. She looks like herself. And that is more beautiful than any trend could ever promise.